I'm Christina, and I am a respiratory therapist, and this is for all of my non-medical friends on this platform. I was working in the ER today, and we had a patient who coded, and we intubated, obviously, and we were bagging him, bringing him back to the room, etc. And we were getting him, hooked up to the vent, started running drips, like pushing meds on him, etc. And we were carrying on normal conversation, right? And the wife is in the room, and she's just, very shocked and taken back because her husband is laying there intubated. And we're all just having normal conversation. And I stopped and I thought about it, and I apologized to her. And I was like, hey, do you need anything? Like, what can we do for you? Can I get you anything? How can we comfort you? Because when you work in the medical field, no matter where you are, like no matter what floor, you become very numb when you're working, because we don't get to debrief, we don't get to take a minute, we don't get to cry with you. Like, we have to go through what we go through, and then we have to pull ourselves together, and then we have to go back to the floor or to MRI or to wherever our next patient who needs us is, because that's just the medical field, unfortunately, and it sucks. There are some times where codes really do get me, and I have to gather myself, but for the most part, when you work in the medical field, you don't get to have a moment about those patients that you go through things with until you clock out, because you have other patients who need you, and you can't just be sitting there sobbing and crying. So if it ever seems as if we don't care, or like that, we're not hurting with you, that we're not bothered with you, that we're not going through it with you, we most definitely are. We just can't show it or process it at that time, because we still have other patients who need us. And like I said, if we break down, then we're going to miss something, or we're not going to be present for another patient that we have to help also take care of. So just from my standpoint, I just want to put my apology out there, that I'm sorry, if we ever come off that way. That's definitely not our intention. But there's just not a lot of support in the medical field for us when we do go through things like that. All right, well, I love you. Bye.